Alright guys, I'm gonna title this video How to Quit Smoking Weed. Now, this is something that I struggle with. No matter how many times I quit smoking weed, I always come back to it. And it's like something that takes away your feelings. So, you might live your life, and the feelings is what makes you who you are. It makes you make the choices that you make. Like, your feelings will literally impact your decisions. So, smoking weed takes away your feelings. You might think it's the opposite. You might think you feel more when you smoke. But that's because it's taking away your true feelings and just giving you that drug of feeling good, but you don't feel as in depth. So you're not actually feeling like a real feeling. So you're just feeling like a fake, oh, everything's good, everything's fine. But if you quit smoking, then your feelings will go not just feeling good all the time. Now you feel back to normal, back to your real life. So I'm able to quit smoking weed, but my problem is a few months go by and I forget how much of a problem I have with it. So a couple months will go by and I won't really want to smoke, but I'll just end up smoking again for a certain situation, or I'll just forget how it affects me and I'll just smoke again. And then after smoking again, I'll just start smoking. Like, I'll just start smoking after that one time and just smoke every day, wake and bake. Just, it's like I don't want to feel nothing. And then it just kind of goes back into your routine again. And, you know, when you try to quit, you start getting back to that place where you're just basically like, all right, this is how I feel. There's no more of that feeling being taken away. Because when you're high, you can just do anything. You can just sit there and just do repetitive tasks all day, right? But let's say the next day you don't smoke. Now you can't do nothing. Now you're just sitting there tapping your foot because you keep thinking about how, oh, you can't smoke and how everything is so bad and all this. So yeah, it's like when you get high, you could go and do anything. But like I said, it's not like a true feeling though. Like when you smoke, it's taken away from who you are, what you feel. And it just says, "Oh, everything's fine. Everything's perfect" when you're high, right? And then you could do anything. But then when you wake up the next day and you say you don't smoke, then you're just sitting there. It's like you're bored, but you're not actually bored. You're just not able to really focus on anything. And that's the problem I run into, where I'll smoke and I'll just smoke all the time, forever. And then for whatever reason, when I have to quit, I'll just forget how bad it affects my life, and then I'll do it again. And then it's like things start piling on top of you in life, and you start getting all this, like, and you're like, man, it will feel good to get all the stuff done and take care of your stuff, but then you could just smoke and you could just feel all that and just go away. And that's like a big problem. When you have all this stuff piling up and you start feeling like, man, I'm not going to feel good until this is all done. And then you just smoke and you just forget about doing all that. Like, one thing smoking would be, like, one good thing I could admit about smoking is how you start to just focus on that particular moment. Like, when you're not smoking, then you just start thinking like, oh, I have all this to do. I have this to do, this to do, this to do. This is piling up. This is due. But then if you smoke, you just don't think about any of that. You just think about like, oh, I wonder what's on TV, or I wonder what so and so is up to, or you just start thinking like, oh, I bet I can make this for dinner. So, like I said, guys, it takes away everything, and it just makes you. It basically just tricks your mind to think, yep, everything's okay. But now you gotta keep smoking to feeling okay, and it costs, and it wastes your time, and it gets to the point where it's like, I would never even smoked the very first time. You feel me? Because it's just something that has no benefit. It has no benefit at all. And what I mean by that is like to your brain, to you as a person. Like, you could smoke and there could be benefits to you smoking. You could be doing something better when you're high. But what I mean is it's not doing any good to you, like long term, to your brain. Any type of high is temporary. So like, you know, you gotta weigh it out and understand that if it's just tricking you into feeling good or into whatever, uh, that's gonna wear off and that's gonna come back down. So unless you want to be doing this every day for the rest of your life, if you're sealed into that, keep smoking. But if you don't want to smoke every single day for the rest of your life, if that's just something you like, it hurts your tummy to think about it. It makes your like mind hurt to think like, if I smoke for the rest of my life every single day, I think like, no, I want to quit because I don't want to smoke every single day my whole life. I'd rather quit, and I'd rather not smoke because it's not doing anything but harm to you, to trick you to feeling good for a short period of time, and then after that you feel worse. That's why you gotta keep smoking and keep smoking and keep smoking, and it never ends. That's why you got to end it yourself. And you gotta say, you know what, I felt good before I ever started smoking. It's only when I started smoking and then I quit that I started feeling these so-called, all this bad shit, excuse my language, bad stuff. So, you know, like, nothing is perfect, but all I'm saying is things really only got bad after, admit it, after you started smoking and then you had to quit, and then things got bad. And then you said, I have to smoke, right? You went through that stage where you're like, I have to smoke because if I don't smoke, I don't feel right. That's why I need you to retrace your steps back to before you started smoking. And remember that you felt more stable, you felt more happy, and you felt less sad before you ever started smoking. So I need you to quit. And I need you to start fixing your brain again to naturally feeling good. To naturally feeling good all the time. Not just after you smoked. And if you can do that, this is a successful video. So thank you for watching this. And if this video can at least help one person, it was worth it.